There we go. Hello. Oh, there we go. We got it. I got it. I got it. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, we got it. We got it. Camera angle needs to go up a little bit, but we got Work+Love going on today with just YouTube. No Instagram today because I have trying a new setup, trying to figure all this stuff out. But so far so good, and I like where we're going with this. So super duper late, but I'm here. Yesterday we had all kinds of stuff going on at home. You would not be able to hear me at all. Oh no, we're losing the... Oh, we got it. But you wouldn't be able to hear me at all with all the stuff that's going on. So we are here. It's all good. We're happening. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it's all working. So we got a pretty hefty agenda today that we're tackling. So let's just kind of move into it. But we're talking about dreams. And when we talk about dreams, there are several different things that come to mind. So we already kind of talked about 2 weeks ago, the premise of dreams, what really happens when we're dreaming, talking about from the science side to the spiritual side. Last week we talked about literal meaning of things showing up in dreams by unpacking the concept of snakes and their symbolism. And this week I want to talk more about what I called was the soul path, but I want to talk about, is there a path that's essentially revealed in those dreams, essentially what we're going towards. Starting off with these first two questions, which I posed if you are a subscriber to our weekly heart planner, which, you know what, I'm going to put a link down in the description to that so that you can make sure that you can sign up, really start packing this Work+Love Wednesday description. But if you are, then you kind of saw these prompts already of what we're doing. I kind of hinted at last week that I'm still playing with the show structure based off of feedback from you guys, and slowly kind of gathering. Regardless, as in true tradition with Work+Love, I'm committed to showing up. So I am showing up and doing this no matter how messy or chaotic it may be. And I'm also going to take off my glasses because there's always a weird glare there, and I think I can manage without glasses, and my hair still, yeah. So I'm committed to showing up, all in the messiness and the chaos, and I'm here. If you're watching now, you're watching the replay. More than likely you're watching the replay because you didn't even know I'm going live right now because I'm doing a makeup session because it's actually Thursday. It's not Wednesday. But that's all good. If you're watching the replay, make sure you say hello in the comments. Let me know, how you doing? Yeah. And then hopefully we can chat next Wednesday when I go live at the actual time that I'm going to go live. So I put these 4 prompts in these questions, and I'm kind of using this because one of my main objectives and reason why we switched the time for Work+Love is because I wanted to do it after I do my morning cultivation practice. Because I just feel like I'm in a better space to kind of share with you what I feel is essential to share with you. And I believe wholeheartedly that this purpose and this work that I'm doing, I'm not doing it on my own. I have a little helper that helps me say the words that I need to say for any of you who are watching this, because obviously if you're watching this, you're in this place for an exact reason. I believe that if the audio or the buffering sucks and you can't watch it, there's a reason for that as well. So everything happens for a reason, and I'm just trying to make sure that I don't serve as a barrier to allow you to get what you need from tuning in and watching this. All right, so let's dive into these 4 prompts. The first of which is, are dreams a coincidence? And do dreams show glimpses of the future? So the intuitive card that I pulled in regards to the inspiration for this week's topic had the term premonition on it. Premonition, usually we're often thinking that we can predict the future. What I have come to learn and understand, that is not 100% true, because the future, I don't know, we can view this 2 ways. The future is essentially predetermined because we can make the argument that what we're going to decide to do has already been kind of laid out by us. So by our element of free choice, we already kind of know what that path is going to look like. But I don't think that that means that there's not circumstances where we sway. And I bring that up because you still have free will. You still have a choice. You still control your destiny. You still choose whether you get out of bed or you don't get out of bed. And so whatever path there is, and future, if it's predetermined by you or not, regardless, is always determined by you. What I do believe is that if we go down this path of this predetermined path by you, so before you came and became this miracle of life, let's say in best case scenario, you laid out this perfect life plan for yourself, saying, these are the things that I want to achieve. This is the way that I want to show up. This is my purpose for wanting to be here, to be human, to be of service. And for most of us that are watching this, you are an HR intuitive, you are an HR healer. You know that you're part of this healing work that maybe is not in the traditional sense of what we're talking about as far as doctors. And that's still healing work that is much needed, but we know that pain is rooted at so many different levels. And as being an HR practitioner, even being a leader, we come in contact with that pain and that anger and that human element that needs some healing and want to know how we can show up and be of service. So let's say that you create this predetermined life, this perfect life plan for yourself. I believe that dreams are one of the many ways that we are able to affirm that we're on that path that we laid out for ourselves. I have referred to that path as the connected path. So that path is my connected path, is connected to my greater purpose. It's where I want to go and what I want to do, and ultimately how I want to show up and serve. And I wish that we're taught that, like somebody when we get more birth can say, hey, remember that you're here and you got to figure out what that connected path is that you predetermined before you got here. That's not how it works. So I think there's this other level of messaging that happens that comes from some innate, deeply rooted memories that we brought forth with us. We can go down all kinds of other different kinds of topics that I'm not going to go down through today because it will be extremely overwhelming. But if we just keep it to the surface, saying that we're just trying to remember what is that path, what is that purpose that we wanted for ourselves, how we wanted to show up, I think that will be amazing. So dreams do that. Dreams, for me, I call them deja vu moments. But a dream will provide me the symbolism that when I experience it in life, gives me this affirmation to know that I'm on that connected path. It took me a long time to understand that I think the word I want to say is synchronicity that was happening. And I would say, oh, I'm having a deja vu, which in direct terminology means that I've been here before. I have in my dream world. So it's almost like the dreams lay the, essentially almost like spiritual library of messages that you can expect to see. And from a very, very young age, I can say that I knew that when I would have those moments of affirmation that it was a good thing. I didn't know exactly what it meant, but I felt this almost warming sensation that told me that this is right, this is good, this means that you're going the way that you want to, the path that you chose, what you want to achieve. So it's not someone controlling your life, it's all you. It's you and the amazingness that you're showing up, and we need you to show up so that you can do really incredible things. Okay, so an answer to the questions are repetitive dreams a coincidence? No. I do also believe that they will show up time and time again to make sure that that messaging, that symbolism, those signs are embedded in your mind so that you're paying attention to them. Just like last week we talked about with the snakes, well, I shouldn't say last week, the week before, we talked about those 4 questions that were shared about how do we unpack a dream from a spiritual aspect. You look for the unusual. You start to train yourself to look for the unusual, and then you start looking for the repetition. In the Heart Planner, I teased what are 3 signs to trust. 3 signs to trust. 3 signs is the 3 repetitions of something occurring. So last week, if it's I had a dream about snakes, I had a dream about snakes. Oh, and someone said they found a snake in their house. All of those 3 repetitions, I should be paying attention. So repetitions, making us pay attention, and sometimes we don't even realize it. It's just being embedded into our mental state. And then we move on and we function in life, but then it increases the likelihood that when something happens, we're going to pay attention to it. So not glimpses into the future, more so a directional tool, because dreams are really this beautiful, unique opportunity for us to go deep down into our intuitive state and remove all real subconscious barriers that we put up during the day for a multitude of reasons, which is why I really treasure sleeping and that time in my dreams, because it's really, truly unfiltered. And it's time to just be and connect with yourself, connect with others, which is a whole nother topic, but we're actually going to talk a little bit about that next week. But yeah. All right, let's move on to question 2. So, question 2, this is another unpacking. What footprints are present in your dreams? What path are they revealing and leading you to? So just like what I had just started planting, those seeds of the repetition, follow the repetition, follow the things that are making you uneasy, and allow yourself to have a level of peace and feeling supported when you do encounter those moments of deja vu, when you do see those dreams manifesting in real life. Embrace that element. Continue with that element. Those are kind of they're your little like path lines that are guiding and leading you along the way. And pay attention to those, treasure those. I know that I kind of secretly live my life where I'm hoping that I can follow them and be with them and go with them. And yeah, that's what it should be. It should be those dreams are just another way to support and helping you identify that path. Where is it leading you to? All I can say, it's leading you to your highest good. It's revealing your actual purpose. There's many of us who go through these experiences. I know that you've had these deja vus or these moments of affirmation, but maybe still live in, I have no idea what that means. But you still have those moments where you stop, and I know I stop and I literally like marinate in them. And they could be something so small, like somebody handing me a pen. But for some reason, it's embedded that is a check-in point. That is a moment. Not that something pivotal is happening in that moment, but just saying, here is a pin on that line that says, you've hit another mark. You've hit another stopping place that was all part of that original plan that you set for yourself. And I literally will stop there and just enjoy it. And I know I secretly, subconsciously seek out the next one. And I want more and more of that. And the closer that they happen together, when I have like a week where I can experience 5 or 7 of them, it's pretty incredible. The other piece that I want to say, and this is something that I've shared multiple times, because this was a common quote that said that when it was said to me at the time it was said, it totally changed my life, which is all roads lead to Rome. And you just have to pick one. I think sometimes we get so obsessed with picking the wrong road and getting to where we want to. I also think we get obsessed with this idea of the destination. And I can say that if there's anything that's happened throughout this pandemic, or the current circumstances that we are living in today, it made me realize that it is about the now. There really is no destination, no matter what we hope to achieve, whether it's get my doctorate, write a book, have a business. You're going to get there and there's going to be a next level. There's going to be a next evolution. There's no actually understanding and knowing what the end goal is. There's a clip, which I think I've shared previously on a Work+Love from Facing the Giants, where he talks about, it's a death crawl scene. So you can Google that on YouTube, search that on YouTube. It's a death crawl scene where he basically pushes a player to do this death crawl exercise, the coach, and tells him to go to the 50-yard line. He ends up going to the end zone. And I always use this as a topic to start the topic of the conversation of when we create our destinations and our goals, we realistically are saying we're going to the 50-yard line. Life is about the end zone. And for all of us, I could say maybe there's a rare exception. I shouldn't say all, because I'm sure there's somebody out there. We don't know what that end zone is because we severely underestimate what we are able and capable of doing. This whole part of awakening and building your intuitive skill sets, recognizing that you can do healing work, is stuff that's always been there, yet we never thought that we were capable of doing that. I never thought that I was capable of doing that. I still don't know. Like, still I go through moments where I'm doing this work, I'm having these interactions, and I have to kind of ground myself because I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, this can't be real. And that's our mindset. That's how we function. That's how we go through things. And so I think that is something really important to keep in mind as you continue doing what you're doing. So what path is it revealing or leading you to? Only you will know, and only time will tell. And I just encourage you to go down that path. Go towards it. But know that your dreams are laying those footprints. They're laying those footprints for you to have them as your guides as you're going through life and staying connected to your connected path. Okay? Alrighty, it's time to do some love. So as we have started doing every week, we're going to close our time together by doing some self-care, some self-love, doing a small couple-minute Qigong practice. And we're going to do something called what I've come to call the microcosmic orbit swing. So what's going to happen is in Qigong, we believe that we have this energy source, an energy storage unit that is right below our navel in the lower abdomen called the lower dantian. We're going to imagine, just take a moment, placing your hands on that lower abdomen or right in front. Just see if you could feel that energy there. And if you can't, there's no judgment. Notice any tingling sensations, any warmth. And what we're going to do is I want you to imagine that you're going to breathe and push that energy down below you on this inhale. So it's going to cycle underneath you, only to the base of the neck, so right here. And then you're going to exhale it back down, and it's going to come right underneath you, so right your perineum, which you can't, it's not in a skirt, but right in between your legs and up. So right in between, over the crotch area. So not going down the legs. We're staying here in the center of the body. So you'll inhale it up, exhale it back down. Then the next inhale, we'll inhale up, chest to the neck, and exhale it back down. Okay? Breath. We're going to focus through the nose. And we want to have that breath going into the abdomen. So belly's going to rise on the inhale and fall on the exhale. Okay, so trying to all through the nose. So let's go ahead and give this a whirl. So go ahead and slowly take in your first breath. Feel that belly expand. Feel the energy being pushed up the back to the neck. Pause for a moment. Exhale slowly, feeling the energy come back down, returning to that lower dantian. Next inhale, filling the belly, feeling the breath and the energy rise up the front of the body to the neck. Hold and exhale out. Continue inhaling up the back. And up the front. One more time, up the back and up the front. Settle, hands in front of the lower dantian. Slowly bring your attention back into your body, waking it up maybe by gently twisting, rolling the wrists. And when you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes. It's the microcosmic orbit swing. That's what I call it. All right, well, that brings us to the end of this episode of Work, Love, Live. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you haven't, make sure that you subscribe, because one of the beautiful things about subscribing to this channel and then hitting the little bell up in the corner is that anytime that I go live, you will get a notification in your email. So give me permission to bother you in your inbox by subscribing. And I will talk to you next week. Have a great week, everybody. Once again, happy Thursday. Sorry I missed you yesterday. Happy belated Work Love Wednesday. Bye.